Today's video, we're going to talk about B2B landing pages, and here's the formula for maximum results, conversion rates, profit from B2B campaigns that you're driving traffic to landing pages, okay? Now, there is no perfect formula for, hey, here, use this landing page template. You're always going to make the most money with it. For B2B, how you structure your offer will dictate what kind of landing page you're going to use. However, there's three main landing page types that I use for B2B campaigns where we're doing the best for the dozens of B2B clients that we've had over the years, of which is the buyer's page, the quiz lander, and then the ebook/white paper lander, and of which I'm going to go into detail how to set these up, the way that we set them up at our firm to routinely get results, and the type of results that we get at our firm, including, if you stay to the end of the video, I'll cover the results we got B2B cleaning services business, where we, commercial cleaning, essentially, and what kind of conversion rates we got with that, as well as closing rates on the leads that we got for each one of these three types, because it was a unique situation where we used them all to get the most results out of that market. With that said, I'll get into the content here, but before I do, if you do not know who I am Corey Zyman, owner of Guaranteed PPC, an online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, we do not charge our clients management fees until we can get them a certain minimum lift in the profitability, basically in excess of the management fee that we charge. We are the only agency out there in the world that offers any kind of similar guarantee, which should tell you something about the quality of the information on this video. So with that said, getting into the content. All right, so as I mentioned at the start of this video, there's three types of landing pages that we run for B2B clients at our firm that are doing B2B services and occasionally selling products B2B, but more so on the service side. And that is the following. So we're going to start with the B2B buyers page. So this would be people that are typing in, like if you're a commercial cleaning company on Google, commercial cleaning services, commercial cleaning agencies, and the like, okay? And then with the setup there, what you're gonna do on your landing page where you wanna drive traffic to, you're gonna break your page out into sections, as I've shown here in what I'm gonna go through. For the top part of the page, you're gonna have the logo top left, the phone number top right. You're gonna have a headline here, and then there's gonna be 3 check marks to serve as bullet points underneath that headline, and then a button to basically contact you or contact us. You click the button, a light box pops up with the form, and then you can contact them that way. And on the right-hand side, you're just gonna have an image relevant to the niche that you're in. The way that this works is it conveys why you're different on a high level right away to the user. So you say, if you're doing B2B cleaning services, commercial cleaning services, you have your headline say commercial cleaning services in, and then the city. Or if, assuming, I'll just say in general. I just made a video about how we break national service campaigns that we're running into state level campaigns. So if we're targeting the whole US, let's say for our IT services company, we're going to have different campaigns for each state. Why? So that we could have that user state in the ad and the landing page, because that increases the ROI on the campaign at least double. Typically, it'll be like, instead of IT services nationwide, it'll be IT services in Texas for the user that's in Texas. And then the landing page will say, IT services in Texas. And that's where the results are going to be double what it will be with the first option there, because the click-through rate's higher and the conversion rate's higher on the clicks. Well, in this particular case, if you're going to do that, you could say cleaning services in Texas, number one in Texas, immediate quotes, number one reviewed in the city, something like that as example bullet points. Then you have your button underneath it to contact you. For that matter, so that's the general formula that we're going to use on a typical B2B landing page for a Google search campaign, Bing search campaign, to get those buying leads to buy from us, okay? Underneath that section, you're going to have the awards/reviews page. So any awards or third-party certifications you got, you're going to list them all there, or the review score you got on Google if you don't have that. Then the section underneath that, you're going to have the how it works spot. How it works, so if you're a commercial cleaning company, you're going to say, step 1, we come in and evaluate your needs. Step 2, meticulously evaluate the amount of time that you want us to spend and to what detail you want us to spend on each part of your business to clean it up. And do you want quality or cheapness, whatever. And then step 3, we get you a custom quote ultimately for you to say yes or no to. It should be something like this or similar to this for your own business. They know what it is, because if they are going to get to the bottom part of the page, that's what they're looking for first. Then you're going to have the section, and the order matters here definitely. Why we're different. using user language. So if you haven't already, you should talk to your salespeople and find out what people care about in your business, or just read a bunch of reviews of your competitors. Ultimately, like for instance, in our own business, what people hate about advertising agencies is they hate hiring an advertising agency and then getting an account manager who the account manager doesn't know anything about PPC at all. And it's like going to the doctor's office and only being able to deal with the nurse. I knew this because I did my proper research before starting the agency. And so when I created my landing page on my website, our homepage, which serves as our homepage as well, I talk about this specifically. You got to find out what really people care about, what they're annoyed by, and then position yourself to fix those things, of course, and then mention in this section, we understand that you hate this and we don't do it, okay? That's all going to be backed on research. So you have your why you're different page or section. Then you're going to have your whom we work with section. So that's going to be, logos we work with. And ideally, if it's a Texas company, you have all the Texas companies listed here because that's going to make the page have the highest conversion rate possible. Or if you offer multiple services, make sure it's companies that, look like would need that particular service itself that you're marketing. And then finally, your bottom section is going to be your contact us section. And this is going to be where you explain what you get. By contacting us, you will get someone to call you within 24 hours to assign or schedule a cleaning rep to go out to your business, to get all this, to have a conversation with you and go over all the details of what you need. And then within 24 hours after that, we're going to have a custom quote for you. That's the type of language, what you want to say on this contact us section. You also want to put your address, a map showing physically where you're located, geographically, your company name, your license number, that kind of stuff at the bottom, if you have it, to build trust. That's your formula right there. For the commercial cleaning company now, we got a 12% conversion rate from click to lead on average from this campaign, and the leads were closing at about 15%. That sounds pretty good, and it is profitable. But what I would encourage you to do is consider doing the second option for Google search traffic than the first option, and that is a quiz lander. So the quiz lander is very similar to the first lander, except at the top of the landing page, instead of having what I described as for this top section up here, you still have your number up top right, your logo top left, but instead of saying commercial cleaning in Texas, you say business cleaning in Texas again, but underneath it you say get an immediate quote, and then you ask them a lowball question like how many employees do you have? And then the drop down is directly underneath it, and they choose. And this question is irrelevant. It's just to get someone engaged into the process of becoming a lead. People like answering questions and they like engagement devices like this. So this works really well to get a lead from somebody that was naturally, just wasn't going to get it or giving you their information. So with this type of landing page, and then the rest of the page is the same exact thing as you had over here for the buyer's page, but the conversion rate will typically be higher nowadays. You're going to get, in this particular case with the cleaning company client, we had a 21% conversion rate, which is about 50% higher than this one. And the closing rate was also higher. We had about 19-20% closing rates versus the 15% or so we had before. So the closing rate's about 30% higher as well. Which, if you're wondering why the closing rate's higher, it's because you got more serious people as well. Somebody who's willing to fill out a questionnaire all the way through, they're committed to the process, therefore that it's made them a little bit more serious person. Versus on the first page, in any B2B service market, usually a lot of times it's an employee tasked with going and finding vendors, and they're just going to go out and fill out a bunch of forms. They're going to remember this page because it's different and they had to answer a bunch of questions. Ultimately, what you do is you ask them a lowball question up here, then you get their basic details. So if they abandon the process, you can call them and still all that. Then you have 3, 4, 5 steps after that, which asks them all the details about their business, like what do you prefer? Value, like quality over cost. What do you expect to have to pay a company? And, do you really want the high-end detail that a company like ours can provide? Do you want weekly window washing or do you not? And asking them a few questions so that by the time they get to the end of that and you call them, they're going to be a little bit more engaged than if they just filled out a name, email, and all that, so to say. Not only that though, when you do this, when you pair this with having a system like Call Drip, which is a service where you can immediately have the form filled, call your call center, and call your call center and immediately have an audible play to your call center saying hit 1 if you want to talk to the person who just filled out this form. You hit 1, and then you are on the phone immediately with the person who just filled out this questionnaire. They're going to close at a higher rate on top of that. I highly encourage this model because it's way more profitable in general versus doing it this way and then maybe getting back to the lead within, 15 minutes even, or an hour, God forbid, the next day for something that's as competitive as this. That's your formula right there, what you can do. Now, this Quizlander can also be used when you run demand gen ads, Facebook ads, and the like. So if somebody has recently looked for a commercial cleaning company on Google, you can create a custom intent audience and target them with an ad that says business cleaning in Denver, get an immediate quote, so on and so forth. You drive them to this page. It should convert sort of well, so to say. Not all in this market it did. In your market, it could be the same, but not in all markets will this work. And instead, if that doesn't work, going after those people, then you want to break out the ebook or white paper lander, which I'm going to get into next. So in this particular case, if you know that people aren't particularly thrilled, even though they're in market for a cleaning company, to talk to another person to get another quote, then what you can do is you can come up with a ebook or white paper that will get the user excited about engaging with your company. And you've got to do your real research to find out what kind of a hook is really going to get people going, ultimately. To give you a quick example of this, we in the church glass repair space for a national church glass repair company, just stained glass repair in general. What we would do is we target all the people who have recently searched for church glass repair, and we would say, find out if you could fix your church glass yourself, take the quiz. And we would drive them to a page like this, but instead of an ebook, it immediately asked them to start taking a quiz, which is more so like this one, but this page here is more like a commercial style. But in this particular case, we found a different engagement device that would get them, whereas just going at them with, hey, get a quote for a church glass repair, didn't work or won't work. So you could do a quiz, and you could actually have something that just clear that you're not trying to talk to them at all about or pitch them at all, or you can do an ebook style lander like we had for this commercial cleaning company. And we had a title of the ebook, How to Save Big on Business Cleaning Service Costs. So somebody who's in market for cleaning services will want to read that because they want to save. And we did the research, and that's one of the main things they care about, particularly a middle manager that's going to be asking about and inquiring and reaching out to the cleaning companies for the owner of the company. So what you do on this landing page here is you have the title of the ebook here, and then you have a button right underneath it that says download, and you have a picture of the ebook with the title on the ebook as well. And then you have a section right underneath that says what you will find in this book. And you list off, because people want to know if this ebook is going to be any good or not before they read it. Because it's even though it's a free ebook, it's a time commitment to actually read it and download it and fill out the form and all the rest of it. So you'll put on here, find out what companies have been learning that has been saving them 30, 40, or even 50% on their monthly cleaning service costs for the cleaning companies that they hire, and how the quality of the cleaning services they have actually goes up at the same time, blah, 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 blah. Then you have a section underneath that with the testimonial section. And when I say testimonials, I don't mean your company testimonials, but testimonials of the people who read the ebook. Oh, I read this ebook and it was amazing. I got what the ebook said I would get, which is XYZ% cost savings. And then that'll increase your conversion rates quite a bit right there. Then below it, you have the About Us section. The About Us section is just basically going to say, who the author of the book is. This was produced by XYZ company, and here's the picture of the author, and that's pretty much it there. Your idea there isn't to try to get them to contact you. It's just to get them to see, okay, this isn't I know at least who made this ebook. And then when they download this ebook, what you do is, like with the other lander, the quiz lander, you call them right away as well. So you can either do a quiz lander or a ebook lander for people that are not on Google searching for a company, but are in market for a service that you offer, and get them on the phone. And sometimes one will be better, sometimes the other will be better. But with that said, we had a 29% conversion rate with this ebook that we did in the commercial cleaning space. And of those leads, we had about 10% close. And that was with a pretty good salesperson. And that was with calling each of the lead with about a 2-minute delay from the time that they downloaded the ebook, which is about what you want in order to monetize these leads. You can target people who have with custom intent audiences on Google we're using demand gen campaigns and YouTube campaigns. People, which will get you on YouTube and Gmail. People who have recently searched for cleaning services companies, IT services firms, like that. But you can also then target people who are searching for specific things, such as what we also did in the church glass space was how to fix church glass. We would target these info terms. For the commercial cleaning company, we targeted people who are looking for how to hire a cleaning company for a business and the like. We targeted those people as well. How to save money hiring a commercial cleaning company. Those terms. So I would also encourage you to target those people as well. The only question is the ebook or the white paper that you're going to offer better than a quiz? One or the other should work for your market, and you'll be able to monetize people on Gmail, on YouTube that have recently searched for one of these things. You can actually run, if you're running YouTube campaigns, keyword campaigns, which will get your pitch, your video ad that pitches the landing page of the ebook/white paper on videos that show up at the start of the video for people to actually like watching information about hiring a commercial cleaning company. So it's like directly laid on top of a video like that. With those keyword campaigns, they convert the best. Problem is, it's hard to get a lot of volume. So you'll get more volume even though the ROI will be less, targeting people who have recently searched for how to hire a cleaning company, because you could target them over and over and over again after they made that search while they're on YouTube, if that makes sense. Kind of on top of that, some other places you can advertise your ebook/white paper lander or quiz lander. If you're going to use it outside of the buying searches on Google itself, you can advertise it on Google search for info terms itself, which is honestly the first place you want to go. So if they're looking for how to hire a cleaning company, a business cleaning company, you want to send them to your quiz or ebook lander itself, because that's the most relevant traffic you can get. I'm going to typically do that first. Then I'm going to go demand gen or YouTube campaign, because those have the best traffic and they're the most drilled into, because on Facebook, you can't target people as precisely as you can on YouTube and with these demand gen campaigns. And then once I've got that to work, specifically starting with people searching buying terms and then info terms, then I'm going to dip into display traffic, display campaign traffic, targeting people who have recently searched for buying searches on Google, as I mentioned before, IT service firms, IT companies, and then people who have recently searched for an info term, how to hire a business cleaning service, how to save on business cleaning services, and the like. And I'm going to target those people as well on the Google Display Network. The Google Display Network comes last in line because it has the most bot traffic and it's the most difficult to get to work. Personally, to get display traffic to work on Google Display Network, you target both the keywords and the custom intent audiences both. You tell Google, I want both. I want the person to be on my custom intent audience, but I also want them to be on a page about the topic of the niche I'm in. Why? Because that'll weed out almost all the bots, practically speaking, even though the volume won't be that great. If that works, you can just target the custom intent audiences. I don't recommend targeting the keywords by themselves because typically Google's page to their keyword matching algorithm is not very good. It's good when paired with other targeting options, but not by itself. And then you could target just your custom intent audiences, targeting people who have recently searched for a buyer's term or an info term related to your niche. And then, ultimately you find out which one of these pages will work better for that traffic, and then you're just gonna then milk it. The key to all this though is that you got to be able to answer these leads right away. It's gotten to the point now, people do not remember forms that they filled out unless they're already like on Google search and have filled out a form, because they know they got to buy something themselves and it's their idea. So don't even worry about driving traffic outside of buying searches on Google search unless you're going to answer the leads right away anymore, in my opinion anyway, or for most niches. You have to answer within a minute or two. You got to have an automated system set up to answer these leads right away. Otherwise, when you call them, they're going to be like, I don't remember filling out that, or they're not going to answer the phone or whatever, to get the full value out of it. And also because really there's only so much opportunity in your space. There's only so many people in market for what you do at any given point, or look like they could be in market soon. Then once you start getting into having to convince people, hey, you should hire a business cleaning service because having an employee do it sucks and blah, 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 blah. And that gets to be quite difficult. Before you ever do that, you get into going deeper on people that already are, it's their idea of some sort at least, that they want to hire a firm like yours, whether it's they're looking for information on how to hire, what are the best companies out there to hire, how not to get ripped off, and targeting those people first. If you have any questions about anything I'm covering here, you can always leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours. I also, if you want somebody to set this up for you with the landing pages, and we've got tons of templates, you can buy the templates from us and just copy paste, fill in the sections if you want. Or, and along with that, you can buy the ad templates as well that go along with it. If we're in a niche market that you have worked in, that is, you can use it and you can copy paste that into your ad account and get the same results that we got with none of the work that we had to go through to figure out how to get it to work the first time. And we can tell you the results you're going to get with it up front before buying it and using it. We've worked in over 100 different niche markets, so the chances are quite high. We've already got you the results you're looking for already. But even if we haven't worked in your space and you don't want to do any, you would rather pay somebody to get you the results. This is what we do for clients at our firm, and we don't charge clients fees unless we can get them the results they're looking for up front, at least at a minimum level. Reach out to me if you're interested in that as well at my firm at guaranteedppc.com. For that matter, you're going to generally start with targeting buying terms on Google search and Bing search if you want to add that in. When you make money from that, that's when you can start to get into targeting people that have recently searched for a term related to your product or service that you're selling in the B2B space. And then, because it's going to take more testing and dialing in to get it to work, but that's really where you can scale the most. If you do the display ads right, non-search engine ads right, or non-buying traffic right on Google search, you can make 10 times as much, because very few people in your niche are going to even be dabbling with it because they don't have the skill level to do it. That's the formula we basically are going to go through in any B2B service market to get things to work. Take the one, plow the money that we're making into another, and just keep building it up, expanding. You want some details on how to set these campaigns up correctly, you can also subscribe to this channel. All the information you find on this channel is coming from myself, who spends 40 hours a week doing ad strategy at our firm to tell you and know what works. Your standard YouTuber who spends all his time trying to get his YouTube channel to work but doesn't run any ads. You can also, if you like the channel, check out my blog on my site at guaranteedppc.com/blog. All the information to guarantee results are there because that's what we use to guarantee results for clients at our firm. And it's all laid out with step-by-step instructions, with screenshots, with everything you need to use it. So you should check that out as well. Beyond that, that's pretty much everything I wanted to tell you about B2B landing pages. These are our 3 page styles that we work. Sometimes we use a Quizlander on Google search buying terms as well because that'll work better. And it's getting to the point where this is actually our approach for buying terms in at least half of the niches anymore. It's really starting to work well. Otherwise, we go with this approach, and these approaches here can be work great for getting non-buying searches on Google to convert. Info terms on Google, targeting people on YouTube, demand gen campaigns, display network campaigns, and getting that to be monetized for your business as well. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Remember when I said B2B landing pages was important during this video? Well, this video here tells you how to do it.